it was not really a decision because we inherited already the family constitution from the 1930s of the grandfather of my husband, and it was binding ever-growing family together and giving rules and aspects and saving the company as a family company and not to be sold out. Of course, we adapted it. It's not that from the 1930s till today it hadn't had any changes. The recent changes are from last year. So it has to grow and to live and to adapt to changing times and also to changing personalities. Of course, the document was aimed to preserve the family wealth and the family heritage, but it explained what the heritage was. And it explained also that commitment of the family members to the company, not so much in financial dimensions, but also directing how you behave between each other and how you try to or should try to solve conflicts and things like this. So it established already in 1930 that an outsider who was not named by name but by profession should be called in to pacify if there had been any conflict of major dimension. Today we have no plans for family members to go into the company, except if they have exposed position, high rank, in another company comparable or better than ours, and then he or she might be called in. But it's not an application or it's not normal that you go into the company and grow up in the company. No, you have to get your education and you have to work outside and get your honors outside, and then you might be called in. I would say the family that is together for the purpose of having a company on their own, they are very close together anyhow. They have to meet at least one time a year, maybe 2 times, to exchange ideas, to decide what where the money goes and if it's reinvested or the shareholders get a part of it or whatever. All major decisions have to be made unanimous at the end. In the meantime, you have to talk to each other. You have to expose yourself and tell what is dear to you and what is your idea, or you don't say anything. But those who don't say anything, they have no lawyer for them. But the real good thing is that we never had a necessity to call someone in for the shareholders to get a decision. We do this on our own. We are 42 shareholders for the moment, and I think it works nicely. We prepare decisions today differently than in the past, because every branch of the family has one member in a sort of family council. So we have 5 members in a family council, and those members collect the ideas from their group, their family part. So the decision making is in a small part of the family then, and then it's on the next level in the family governance. Actually, this family board was established when the family went, and the company especially, went through a very big crisis in 15 years ago. And we did not have time to persuade every time, for every decision, every member of the family. On the other hand, we had to have 100% of the family behind the decisions. So we sort of established at that time this splitting, and it works nicely, very nicely, because lots of conflicts and lots of things may be said in a broader situation are not heard by everybody. So you can discuss more openly and find decisions, and the five people sit then together. There is a generation change in it. I stepped down several years ago, and it was first our daughter Katarina who took over, and now it's our eldest son Christian who is in this role, but he's very close to his siblings. I have my husband and I have 4 children, and they are today the ones who decide in our little family, and we wanted this to be like this, and we gave them close to all of our shares already. We have only less than 1% anymore. Talk to each other and find the topics that are most important for you. That's the first. If you are conflicting, get a mediator to be able to listen to other family members without being addressed. So if you have a mediator, you tell the mediator what is up for you and what is important, and the others have to listen. So they hear differently and not so emotional what is dear to the person who is talking. And sometimes this already pushes into the direction of releasing a little, or of understanding, and so on. So talk to each other. Find what is in common, not what is in separation. Try to find what is important for you in the future, and also look at what society needs. It's not what you want for your company isolated. It is what product will be necessary in the future, what will be persistent, what is now important and has to evolve, and so on. So it's a broader view on economic development and on humanitarian development. If you pass your job on to the next generation, step down, step back, do something else. Do not hold on your own sorrows, but on your status, but do something different. And listen to them, and if they ask you something, you might give a good advice, but never give an advice without being asked. It's not good if you try to impose what you did for 30 years on those who have new ideas. They bring in the sort of genius you didn't have. So let them do. Do not look at an aspiration inside the company for a post or acknowledgement of you, but do what you can do best, or what you like to do best, and develop your talents and get a good education. That doesn't mean you have to study, but you can travel, you can get into arts or in something else, but do it. Don't try to fit into shoes that are not your own. So if you do this, you lead a happy life, and the family company will acknowledge that you are a particular person and not just a member of the family. And this brings in a new spirit, and families need this.